Behind the cage. Here's Pannell, fires and scores!
Today on the Weekly Watch, we are in New York City with
Rob Pannell. No.
I was gonna say your name. So it is snowing outside right now. Well, I guess technically it's a wintry mix.
Because it's snowing outside today and we've got Rob, we're gonna have Rob tell us a few things that really good defensemen do that make it tough for him.
We also have these guys helping out.
Let's go.
Hey.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Restart. Pannell gets topside. Hits the brakes. Backs out. Double move, but he stays with him. Pannell switches hands.
So right now we're going to talk about 3 characteristics of a defenseman that I find, make the most difficult to go against. So the first thing is footwork. All defensemen that want to get to the next level must have great footwork. It's something that's important to be able to stay with your attackman and match feet with him. The second thing is strength, being able to be physical with your attackman as a defenseman. And the last thing is range. What I mean by range is just being able to keep your stick in the attackman's glove. Notice I didn't say being able to throw great stick checks. I don't think that's a characteristic of a great defenseman. I think the defenseman that uses his footwork and strength to stay with an attackman, uses his range to stay in an attackman's glove, that's what makes a great defenseman, in my opinion. There's a couple defensemen that have all 3. There's some that I've gone against that maybe don't have so much the range, but have the footwork and the strength, and they're still great. So we'll start back in college. When I played at Cornell, one of my toughest matchups every year was Chad WEIDMAIER. I then had to even go against him in the pros. What Chad did great was that he was strong, known as being great in the weight room. Chad was never trying to so much as take the ball away from me as so much as just keep himself in front of me so that I couldn't get to the goal and that I had to move the ball on to make someone else in the field create for our offense. Joe FLETCHER has amazing footwork. If you watch that guy's feet when he's covering someone, awesome.
FLETCHER again.
FLETCHER's third caused turnover.
He's stronger than you may think. He's stronger than he looks. And Tucker, obviously everyone knows, is a beast.
Being marked by Tucker DURKIN.
And he's one of the toughest matchups when it comes to strength and footwork because he just has such great of both.
Pannell looking for some angle, some opening, or at least to get rid of it.
And they both are bigger guys. They have that range. They can always stay on your gloves.
Pannell lost the ball. Good defense that time from Tucker DURKIN.
I'd say the last guy that I went against this past year that I had in years past was GRAEME on the Atlanta Blaze. He has great footwork and his strength is, up there with the best of them, I would say. He was, definitely one of the tougher matchups that I went up against this year. None of these 4 guys that I just mentioned really throw a lot of checks. Can they take the ball away? Sure.
What a check by FLETCHER. Stole his lunch money and more.
But for an attackman that has better stick protection, they're not worried about that. They're worried about matching feet, pushing him to areas of the field that they want to get him to, right, and using their range to stay in his gloves to either, maybe deflect a pass or a less accurate shot off or whatever it is. But they keep this attackman away from the goal, in my opinion, better than some of the other defensemen out there.
What do you think is the most important of those 3 that would make it the most difficult for you?
I think footwork is the biggest thing. I think a defenseman has good footwork. He stays in front of you more often than not. Makes it a lot more difficult.
So those are 3 characteristics for a defenseman that make it really challenging for an attackman to dodge, to score, to really do anything. 2 more things. 1, Rob, congrats on Team USA.
Thank you.
And 2, if you guys are going to be at LacroSSCon, Rob, where can they find you?
I will be signing autographs on Saturday at the US Lacrosse setup for a half hour at some point. I'm sure they'll announce it, so stay tuned.
And if you have more questions about this, whether you're a defenseman or an attackman, you can follow Rob on Instagram and comment on the photo that we're about to take. So we need one of the 3 of us.
Let's do one of the 3 of us.
We should do it in the same spot.
So that's it for the Weekly Watch today. Make sure to comment any other questions you have for Rob. And if you're going to LacroSSCon, let us know.
Rob, any final words?